Members of the All Progressive Congress, APC, in Delta South have been asked to embrace a harmonious working relationship that will improve the fortunes of the party in Delta State. The Deputy National Secretary of the APC, Honorable Oji Ngofa, stated this when he led a fact-finding panel of the National Working Committee to a conflict resolution meeting with members of Delta South APC in Ole, Delta State. Speaking in an interview after the event, an APC chieftain and state party chairman says the party is poised to forge ahead.
A gathering of All Progressives Congress APC party faithful from Delta South for a town hall meeting in Ole, Isoko local government area of Delta State. An impressive turnout with no spare seats inside the hall as a panel set up by the APC National Working Committee is on the ground to address party issues in the state.
The National Secretariat of our party.
The Deputy National Secretary of the APC, Honorable Oji Ngofa, is the leader of the national delegation and he states the purpose of their mission.
We are a fact-finding panel set up by the NWC of our party, the APC. To come to Delta State to try to find out reasons for some internal bickerings that we have observed in the party, in the last few months. Purpose basically is to find need to strengthen the party, ensure that our party members see need to find common ground to strengthen the party and make the party strong and be prepared for the activities lined up.
Rising from the deliberations, party stalwarts express optimism at the prospects of the APC in Delta State.
16 years of careless administration, selfishness by the leadership. Few want to take all, and which the party thought is going to mislead the state into a deeper mess. APC became a mass movement. It's not just a change, it's a mass movement of the people who want a change, the betterment of their people, and to leave something for posterity.
APC is the new beginning of Delta, and the change that we'll be looking for has actually arrived. With APC, you cannot have people, you cannot have choice of where to go to. You cannot have proper competition, and if you are being elected, you will know why you are being elected. So you will go and deliver the goods and services to the people.
From the peaceful conduct of the exercise and remarkable turnout, members of the All Progressives Congress in Delta State look ready to put aside personal differences and move the party forward.
There are concerns in the aviation industry that operators may be fueling aircraft with contaminated aviation fuel or even kerosene as a substitute. This follows an alarm raised that some unscrupulous petroleum marketers may have been selling household kerosene, which shares some physical and chemical properties with aviation fuel, to airline operators. In a circular to both domestic and foreign airline operators, the Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority, NCAA, referred to an alert letter from the European Aviation Safety Agency about the discovery of a contaminant in the fuel metering unit of an aircraft engine. This, NCAA says, is based on the information provided by the engine manufacturer Rolls-Royce to the EASA. The contaminant, known as superabsorbent polymer, SAP, may have been introduced during fueling uploads in Lagos, Nigeria. NCAA warns that fuel containing SAP is not considered suitable for aircraft engine operations and likely to damage the engine with deadly consequences. The aviation regulator says it is investigating the matter and has therefore advised airline operators that have experienced service difficulty to submit, among other things, a troubleshooting report and the aviation fuel supplier. They are also to submit to NCAA their last audit report on the aviation fuel supplier. Well, joining me now on the news at 10 to discuss this further is Mr. Benjamin Adeyileka, Director of Airworthiness Standards at the Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority, NCAA. You're welcome to the news at 10.
Thank you very much.
Now, with this latest information, and really it is quite alarming. How is NCAA investigating this matter?
Yes, good evening.
Good evening.
It's normal practice and it's regulatory for the authority to regulate fuel intakes. We're more concerned about the storage, transportation, and how it is taken onto the aircraft. We have procedures laid out with the operators. They have to keep fuel samples. But when this issue came up, we immediately looked into it. We wrote letters to all operators, both foreign and local, that they should report. KLM came back to us to notify us about the changes in specific gravity. There's many ways that we have, there are chemical properties of the fuel, which as we have freezing point, we have flash points. And for people who have worked in the airline, like some of us are apprentice staff who have worked on the line, we can differentiate even from the smell of the Jet A1 fuel. So what we do, we try to go into the root problem. They have a joint user hydrant unit. They have a superb quality control. We have written letters to the DPR, the Petroleum Resources. We've written letters, although we're still waiting for them to get back to us. We have list of laboratories that are approved that we can contact, but it's easy to differentiate. What we do now, we go into surveillance. We do ramp inspection. Part of our ramp inspection is we have a checklist. And we normally wait, when we drive on the ramp, we see when the aircraft is being fueled. We try to catch the fuel buzzer and take a sample.
Now, with this recent development, or I should say these developments, because it's not just Jet A1, we're also talking about kerosene here. Don't you think NCAA could establish a central pool of aviation fuel so that it can dispense pre-screened and certified fuel for use by local and international airlines? Because, these kinds of developments are alarming and frightening, to say the least.
The petroleum industry have a robust regulatory system on their own. They have samples, they have safety awareness, they have complicated laboratories that they use. What we are concerned about is when it gets to us, we care about, we look at the safety part, which is separate, but the storage is also very important. We look at the filtering, for example. Are they using the right type of filters? We look at that. Are the filters regularly changed? Because mandatorily, you have to put, apart from having the record, you have to display the date of the filters. We do water samples, because if we can control the intake of water into the fuel, that will help. Because what is SAP, for example, is the ability of the polymers to multiply itself when it can absorb water molecules, water vapors rapidly. It can go about 80 to 100 times itself. So if we take those properties away from it, then it's difficult. We have inspection that they do on the filter. Yes, we do have cases which we also don't look at the fuel, we look at the culture of the filter, how regularly, So there's a lot of things we put. It's very difficult for CA we are a regulator. So what we do is we go there, we do an audit.
Yes,
it's like an auditor.
We understand. We understand. All right. Thank you very much for joining us on the News at 10. And we do hope that if there are any local or international airlines that confirm any of these issues or problems, that we will get to know quickly.
Thank you.
I've been talking with the Director of Airworthiness Standards at the NCAA, Mr. Benjamin Adeyileka. Now, the President today approved the appointment of Mr. Rahman Ikpaye as Deputy Chief of Staff and Mr. Laolu Akonde as Senior Special Assistant, Media and Publicity in the Presidency. The two new appointments will work in the office of the Vice President. Mr. Ikpaye is the immediate past Attorney General of Lagos State, while Mr. Laolu Akonde, who graduated from the University of Ibadan in 1990 with an honors degree in history and a master's degree in communication and language arts in 1992, becomes media assistant to the Vice President. Both Messrs. Ikpaye and Akonde have been working with the Vice President since the inception of the present administration.